my skin and through the hole so that my guilt-free face can see. That when the salt rolls down my cheek into your mouth, you can taste exactly how much you mean to me, orally. Thank you. Do you guys want to hear one more? Yes. Right, obviously. The support is. This was the day I was taken to a restful place with no trace. It wasn't just my face that started to change. As I relaxed into what is, what was, and what will be, nothing else matters. But my brain, the Mad Hatter, tries to work faster, running old codes to protect me from the dangers of being free when it doesn't feel it can live up to being in its own potential as a self-trained master. So I'll go back to the start, like we did from the forest path. The same place I saw a few spiders before I was led by a fairy with the softest hands back to her pad. Whatever happened, it didn't involve gravity. And that's the way it had to be. Shining in divine timing with this connection makes rhyming easier than sharing your affection. Gradually. I said I'm not sure there was gravity that night as my soul opposed heaviness. Probably too busy lying in and witnessing your presence. That's what I'd like to think. To have met you somewhere you were waiting to be met. You provided an invitation to sing with purpose. Internal flight reversed opposite non-commercial people. There were no rehearsals inside this semicircle of verbal dispersal. Time with you is like visiting enchanted realms with cool-looking sea turtles. Singing tones so real and so flirtatious, I wonder where the thermal gauge is and if it would manage to rate us. Feeling so good even the turtles wanted to date us. Masculinity flies towards the light as the feminine spins her web. No expectations going in yet. I wondered if I'd be eaten alive, so I was still on the fence. On the surface, I seemed to digress. As I stared into all three of your eyes, I wondered what's next. Does my dick, my heart, or my mind control this moment, leading me to run my fingers down your neck and across your silk chest to help you undress? Or do I surrender and fluidly paint my soul's idea of what could just be a beautiful mess? Just then, our words were crushed by a kiss. I felt vulnerable in bliss, but fell short when I questioned, should I be going for it? Going for what? Like she's a target to hit? A battle started as I wanted to stay sensual, yet felt drawn into a self-created sexual abyss. Young Ross said it's time to fix. You gotta make her happy. I think she's asking for it. The man rose up and said, I'm past days of thinking like this. It's so primitive. I don't think I'd fit in her head. So instead of swimming into my own brain, I sink into my body and start trusting whatever this is. As we kissed and your face touched my lips, there was no space left in the air to miss. The metaphorical knife that swung and cut through any and all types of awkwardness. That deadly static state ties itself around my own mind to help me feel safe. And even though it's getting late, this romantic fantasy with you runs insane. After the kiss, the words that read themselves from our lips met the air without effort, sounding like one of your deep and anciently worldly records. I hate being pulled away from the present, wondering if in these fragments of moments I've lost any trust by becoming controlled by momentarily choosing to be a product of lust. Men are afraid that within the void of sex they will start to rust, not realizing that their own breath rising up the spine is the true source of energy available to us. It's like the opposite of feeding your favorite pet to a T-Rex who can't get erect because the poor animal he devoured just got stuck in his neck. That's why I think the human condition spins its own web. And just like spiders, I can't see my legs. And sometimes I don't listen to anyone and just nod my head and say, yeah. But the engagement with you is sacred to none. The peace you bring helps my mind grow lungs. Your insides remind me of a place I once knew. Perhaps it's your aura or the mother in you. I wish we had more time to